Hi, my name's Kari Townsend, and I'm an art teacher and artist. And I wanted to share a few ideas that you can do while you're at home. I hope you're having a good time at home and resting and doing things that you want to do. But I wanted to share a couple of things that you can do that might help make you feel better, or something you can share with others to make them feel better. So I have some posters. They're called kindness posters or positivity posters. And you, as an artist, can design a poster that is meant to make people feel better. So I have some examples I'm going to share with you, and I have some ideas for you to get started to help you decorate your poster. And then you can have an adult help you if you need help with the lettering. I also have a link to the Art of Education University that has a handout just on kindness posters that they just put out for people to work on at home, and I'll share that with you down below. So this one says, "It's cool to be kind," and it was colored by my daughter Elaine, who's 6 years old. We did some of these together. You can do it. And even if you don't spell everything right, like on this one here, it's okay. Just have fun with these. This one says "just breathe" with a little H tucked in there. You can use any materials you have at home to do these. We had paper, white paper, but you can use copy paper if you don't have a sketchbook like this. Use it if you have one, but you don't have to. If you have scrap paper laying around or old folders, these would work really well for working on projects. You can work on tiny scraps of paper, backs of envelopes, or even if you have a notebook that has lined paper in it, you can use that as well. Use whatever you have. And when we started, we sketched out some ideas first, but after we got comfortable doing one, we just kind of got the hang of it and we started creating posters. Your parents can help you if you're younger to take a picture of these, and maybe you'll share it by email or share it with me in the comments below. Their kindness poster that you made at home, just to spread a little bit of positivity. Something else you can do that my kids came up with for an idea is you can tape it to a stick and you can make a flag. This one says "Summer is coming" with a little butterfly and a little flower on there, so you can wave that around. Here's another example of one. This one was done on the back or the front of an old card, a greeting card, and you can tie or tape a string to hang it up on your doorknob if you would like to. So have fun, and I can't wait to see what you create.
The first thing you're going to do is to decide on a quote. I think the simpler, the better. So once you've figured out what you want to say for your kindness quote, then decide on the size of the letters. I like to fill up the paper as much as I can with my letters to make it easier to fill them in with color later on. If you can find the middle of your word, like in this case the letter O in you is the middle of the word, put that in the middle of your paper if you want your letters to be centered. When an artist decides where they're going to put things on their paper, that's called making a composition. Sometimes it's helpful if you use a pencil to sketch this idea out first and trace it or sketch it on another piece of scrap paper before you go on to your final paper. But remember, we're just practicing, so don't feel bad if it doesn't turn out perfect. It'll be okay. Some of your letters could be block letters, like these are, where there's space inside of them to color. You don't have to do that. You can use any kind of lettering you would like. If you want to use a marker, like I am, go for it. And if you want to use color, you can do that as well. I like to use Sharpie so that my letters stand out. Now the decorating part is totally up to you. I know on this poster, I'm going to fill it up with lots of doodles and drawings around the outside. So to not make it distracting from my words, I'm going to make a line around it before I start my doodles. That way, my doodles can be colored and my letters can be colored, and it won't take away from my quote. Think of any kind of doodles you would like to do. Think of things that inspire you, things that make you happy. You can fill it up with lines and shapes of any kinds. You can use geometric shapes like triangles and circles and hearts, or organic shapes like blobs and splatters and squiggles. And anything really could fit in on the outside of this drawing. Now, another way to start a drawing is if you start with the shape first. On this one, I'm going to start with a heart, and I'm going to fill up the space as much as I possibly can. And inside the heart is when I'm going to put my letters. I'm going to use a regular block letter for my first word, love, because I like those letters nice and big. I want those to be emphasized. Now, down below, I need to fit in the word yourself. That's a bigger word. I have to make my letters a little bit smaller in order to squeeze them in that smaller space. But you'll get the idea. Go ahead and practice a few times if you need to, or just go for it. You can use any kind of drawing or coloring material that you have when you're ready to fill in your artwork. You don't have to use doodles. You can make it really simple and just put a few designs around the outside of your poster. If you want to be lots detailed and have lots of detail like this, go for it. I can't wait to see what you create.